Hello everyone, back into today's first video, doing the ECM 30-day look ahead for today's first video. We're going to be concentrating on temperature and rainfall anomalies for the next 4 weeks for the UK and for much of Northern Europe as well. And I'll get on that for you very shortly. It's going to take us into the first half of September. Coming up later on today, we're going to have your 10 to 14 day update with all of regular features. So that'll be coming up later on this afternoon. I'm running a bit late today, but that will be coming up later on this afternoon, yeah, you'll be able to watch that after this video. So just say that with this, you can extend to weeks 5 and 6 with the temperature and rainfall anomalies. We're going to stop at week 4 for this video. It's a month ahead look ahead, so we're going to stop at week 4, but we will show you weeks 5 and 6 temperature and rainfall anomalies in the live stream tomorrow from 6 o'clock. That'll be from 6 o'clock tomorrow. We'll extend out even further with these charts and show you temperature and rainfall anomalies then for weeks 5 and week 6 into the second half of September. Right, let's get on with it then. This is the third go at this that I have had through various different problems and issues, so hopefully this one will go okay. This is the week 1 temperature anomaly for the UK and for Europe too, taking us from the 17th to the 23rd of August. Overall, it's a warmer than average week coming up, especially so for much of Northern Europe. So we've got Scandinavia here, much of Sweden, Norway, Denmark, northern parts of Germany. Warmer than average by around 3 to 4 degrees above average. Western parts of Europe, however, are also looking warmer than average. Not by quite as much, but even so, around sort of 1 to 2 degrees above average across many parts of Western Europe, including the UK, including Iceland and France as well, and down into northern parts of Spain. In the Mediterranean, above average temperature only through the central bowl of the Med, but over onto the eastern part of the Mediterranean, so through Greece and Turkey, and heading northwards, it is going a bit cooler than average through there, around the Black Sea, for example, and a little bit cooler than average for northern parts of Spain and Portugal as well. The extreme southwest of Russia is significantly cooler than average, and we see Iceland also cooler than average. Generally, another warm week coming up for much of Northern and Western Europe. Rainfall anomalies for week 1, taking us from the 17th to 23rd of August, looks like that. So the region gave us all the dry and hot weather through the first half of August is receding. It's receding back into western parts of Russia. We see this where we've got these drier than average anomalies from like the Baltic going back into the northwest of Russia. It's drier than average through there. Come back further west, so it's turned a bit more unsettled. So for Ireland, the UK, France, northern parts of Spain, wetter than average there. Also begin to go wetter than average towards southwestern parts of Norway as well. And it is wetter than average through Eastern Europe, from like Ukraine and most of the areas, western going into eastern parts of Poland. Most of the areas wetter than average too. Down into the Mediterranean, rather drier than average through the central bowl of the Med, but wetter on either side of the Med. I think what we say with this week is that the high pressure, the ridge, is receding back. Low pressure is breaking through, along with a jet stream from off the Atlantic. Week 2 temperature anomaly takes us from the 24th to the 30th of August. And it's going cooler than average this week in the northwest of Europe. The last week of August, last week of meteorological summer, going cooler than average through many parts of Scandinavia, especially Norway, but also to some degree into Denmark and Sweden too. And then going southwards into northern parts of Germany, Low Countries, Belgium, Holland, Netherlands, into France, a little bit cooler than average through there. Ireland and the UK also forecast to have below average temperatures. Eastern Europe, so again like the Baltic Sea over towards western parts of Russia and down the eastern side of Europe, warmer than average through there. Most parts of the Mediterranean significantly hotter than average, especially through northern Africa into southern parts of Spain, into the central bowl of the Mediterranean. This eastern and southeastern part of the Med is coming out still a little bit on the cooler than average side. Week 2 rainfall anomaly from the 24th to the 36th. from the 24th to the 30th of August is wetter than average across much of northern and western Europe, with the jet stream coming through like that. It's drier than average up towards Iceland and Greenland, so there are hints of northern blocking. A little bit drier than average through like Poland, Germany, into France. So yeah, a little bit drier than average through there. Wetter than average from the Balkans and the Adriatic coast up towards some eastern parts of Europe, Ukraine for example. And then southwestern Russia down to Black Sea is a little bit drier than average. So it does vary quite a lot from area to area. Most parts of the Med having average rainfall anomalies in this week. Definitely looks like low pressure and the jet stream is pushing through here though. Definitely looks like it's pushing through there as you go drive an average up towards Iceland and Greenland. Right, so we're on to week 3 temperature anomaly now. This one takes us from the 31st of August to the 6th of September. Just going a little bit less cool or a little bit warmer really across most parts of Europe through the third week, through week 3. So yes, we've still got a bit cooler than average around the Balkans, for example, a bit colder than average there. Generally, though, most places are like average to slightly above. Some areas are a little bit hotter, like southern parts of Spain and Portugal, quite hot through there. In fact, most of them are generally looking warmer than average here through the first week of September. But going further north was, you know, just slightly above average to near normal. But for Scandinavia, for the UK, for Ireland, that is a little bit warmer in week 3 compared to week 2. So temperature beginning to lift up through the opening week of September, probably. Still looking quite unsettled across northern parts of Europe, though, for week 3, 31st of August, 6th of September. Generally above average rainfall still through much of northern Europe. It does vary from area to area. For example, we've got much of France looking a little bit drier than average. The southeastern part of Europe also looking rather drier than average. But overall, still quite an unsettled week, I think, here, with low pressure and the jet stream certainly influencing things to some degree anyway. So a rather unsettled, if slightly warmer start to September. And then we go through to week 4, which is the 7th to the 13th of September. So the second week of September, if you like. And again, just generally warming up a little bit. So it does look as well, after quite a coolish end to August, September sees a recovery in the temperature through many areas. Ireland and the UK is close to average, as is much of Norway, to be honest. But at the same time, going hotter than average from France through the Low Countries into Germany. So those areas become warmer than average. Most parts of the Med also having above average temperature anomalies. So I think what I say for week 4 is that generally the temperatures are lifting up, and I think that's true through the first half of September, really. Rainfall anomalies from the 7th to the 13th of September, week 4, finally. Still wet average in the extreme north around Norway in particular, wetter than average through there. Otherwise, it's looking rather drier than average, really, through many areas. Ireland, UK, France, drier than average, all the way over to Black Sea in the east. Drier than average through many of those sort of inland parts of Europe, down into Mediterranean. Wetter than average through the central bowl of the Med, maybe the first late summer thunderstorms beginning to kick off through the central bowl of the Med. Drier than average from the Balkans down into the southeastern Med, and still a little bit drier than average through much of certainly central southern parts of Spain and Portugal anyway. It looks as though this week is possibly seeing a re-establishment of some higher pressure through northern Europe, sending low pressure and also the jet stream northwards, some low pressure down through the central bowl of the Mediterranean as well. Right, so that's how it's looking for the next 4 weeks. So I think overall the general trend, pretty much of northwestern Europe anyway, is to be rather cooler and unsettled for the rest of August. And then we go into early September and probably start turning things drier and warmer. Now within that there will be deviations, because these are just week by week anomalies. So, you know, within that, yes, there could be some warmer, drier weather for a few days in August, there could be some cooler, wetter days in September. So, but for the 4 weekly anomalies, that's how it's looking. We'll extend out beyond 4 weeks in tomorrow's live stream, taking us through weeks 5 and 6 temperature and rainfall anomalies. Yeah, that'll be from 6 o'clock tomorrow evening in the live stream. We're going to be back later on with your 10 to 14 day video update, including all of regular features that will be coming up later on this afternoon. But for this week's ECM Death 30 Day Look Ahead, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.